But also, why waste an opportunity to throw someone under the bus?
Right. Yeah.
It's Kyle.
And Toomey branded him under-delivering Dave. Anteaters.
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 They say she hates anteaters. Robot Trump is the stuff of fucking nightmares.
Yeah. The normal one is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome aboard another brand spanking new episode of another Below Deck podcast. My name is Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one Patrick Hickey.
Great to be here. Permission to come aboard.
Granted. Go Blue. Big Blue is in the house. It's Ruby Wren. What's up, bitch?
What's up? Hi, Dylan.
Dylan, you can't say that word. Not in 2024.
No, it's like she's my bitch.
She's my bitch. Although I did that to our mom the other day, and she had the same reaction. She was like,
"You mean your mother?"
Yeah, but like it was friendly.
Yep. So speaking of mom, she was a Wolverine, and Michigan's playing right now. Our hearts go out to the creepy coach, John Harbaugh, and the rest of the gang.
It's halftime. What's the score? 64-68.
Oh, you don't like college football?
No, I hate college football.
Yep, that's okay. I'm not a big fan.
Or also go Huskies if that's your team.
Oh yeah, if that's your team too,
good job.
because we're not dying on this hill, and we're here to talk about Below Deck, not college football where
God.
children get CTE for the price of free.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, you never have to work again after 32.
And then you kill yourself at 56. What a ride!
Woo! But also, you might not get to the big leagues, in which case you have to teach PE, and then you have to work for a very long time. And
well, no, still only till 56.
Okay, so everybody, happy New Year! Everybody, happy New Year! I hope your resolutions are intact. We've got another 5 days before the first fault lines, I think. And all that mess. 2024 is going to be a great year.
Yes, it is.
Project Bluebeam is coming. We talked about it earlier today.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's scary. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. Just don't look it up and completely ignore that I said anything about it, because it is fantasy. Right. But what isn't is Below Deck.
I had no idea, Dylan.
Yeah.
That when you step away from Below Deck, a season of Below Deck for a couple of days, things happen. Like I completely forgot who that Lily person was on the boat.
Oh, didn't know her name for. I mean,
It's okay to forget.
you told me her name, and now I know it. But I did forget it. You know, another thing that I forgot. Anteater Hater is not on the boat, and I didn't realize that for the longest time.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, that's because there's a contagion on this boat.
Sure.
It's killing
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
getting everybody sick.
Right. It's like a
Contagion.
yeah. It's like a
Yep.
contagion.
Yep. Great movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie. And nobody should blame pangolins for any of this anymore.
No, we ate them.
Pangolins are just the most adorable little Pokemons that you could ever dream up. And
Stop eating them.
I think it's a shame that people consume them. I think it's a shame that people blame them for the crimes that Bill Gates committed.
Yep.
Right? Okay, so we have to get into
Happy
Below
New
Deck.
Year.
Happy New Year 2020s. It's that decade, and we're that podcast. What are we here to do? We're here to talk about Below Deck. And what I thought of the episode was this. Bad.
Ooh.
No good comeback like this.
Dylan,
no
you weren't on
good.
pins and needles wondering what that happened with that cliffhanger right before Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, the Frenchman throwing a tantrum about being hungry.
Oh, I cannot wait to shit on the mime tonight.
Well, I hate to be a dick, but 0 people were left on pins and needles.
Yeah.
I was wondering how this was going to pan out.
Listen, dude, I'm a little concerned that we are barreling towards a T.S. Eliot kind of whimper here, and they need to pick it up a little bit. Listen, I don't ever need to see Natalia again, but right now I'm kind of waiting for her to come back, just so that something can
happen.
I'm going to give the episode 12 plus 4 times 2 knots. And that's because I didn't think it was very good. And do I know what number that is?
It would be 48, I think.
I
right?
know it. It's 48. And that's why I gave it that, because it's not that good.
Hold on one sec.
And
Please
so,
excuse my dear Aunt Sally.
Pat, go ahead.
Well, Dylan, you don't want to give it some extra knots because of Sandy stepping on Luca's dick. I mean, this was a major misstep. She's been working with sea rats for a number of years. She should know better. She should know they're constantly throwing into each other.
Oh, tossing.
Feelings develop. How callous of her to speak of Luca's girlfriend in front of other sea rats.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she knew, Pat?
Oh, God, you never know with Captain Sandy these days.
I want him. No?
I'm going to say
What happened to your
no.
sentence?
I was going to say I want his opinion because his take on Sandy is so complicated and dynamic.
Well,
and
I said it was callous, so I'm going to say that no. She gave it no
Okay.
mind. She spoke openly, thinking it would be funny.
Yeah.
And, she made it for a real
I know I
uncomfortable
delivered the pots already, but can I quickly say that one of the markers of us heading towards that whimper is Sandy regressing into timeshare. There are so many things this episode where it's like, what is going on? Why are we talking to toddler at the front of the boat about fruit and pasta? We've got a fucking job to do here, Sandy. It's too buddy. This is one big happy family of ground squirrels and sea rats, no. Though, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I thought it was a horrible episode, but mainly it was a horrible episode because as I was watching it, I went down a spiral. Toomey's kind of turning into a Trump-esque character where she's finding names for people. I think she was like Lily the Loser.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Kyle. Anyway, we'll get into it.
Alliterate it and call them gay.
Right. So
Yeah.
I went to, because AI's like, one of those new things we're all using. So I typed in, hey, I wanted her to sound like, Toomey to sound like Trump, So I found an AI thing. I paid $130 for it so I could type anything in and it would sound like Trump. It sounds nothing like Trump.
Oh my God.
So I had to hit them back and say, I want my money back.
And
Oh, they said, no, you'll see. I sent them a screenshot. It said best Trump voice ever. And then I said, here's the screenshot. And she said, if you look a little closer right under there, it says, we don't actually do a Trump voice here. I said, well, I'll see you in court, dear. You want to hear this horrible Trump voice?
yeah.
I'm so confused.
Sorry.
Why?
I don't know.
We also have Haliegh the hater. We got a lot of haters. I've heard from people she doesn't like Aniters, and the Aniters aren't happy about it. There are a lot of Aniters that aren't happy. It's truly a sad thing for this country.
See, so I typed that in, and that was going to be Toomey because she's naming people like our former president did.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Really, I think it was the writing. I wrote it.
Yeah. It just sounds like something he would say.
Aniters. Yeah. And she hates Aniters. Yeah.
I wish
Isn't
that's
it
what he
crazy
talked
that they're going to be our masters?
Anteaters?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Scary.
Unlikely, but yeah.
No, we can see it.
Oh, anyway, 40 pots.
Man, on APS, I don't know if I've done the TaskRabbit tale. Have I told the TaskRabbit tale? Oh my God, have I?
We would all know. If
How
you
do I have
had.
TaskRabbit? I've never looked it up, and yet it's one of the things that says that I look up or something.
I have an epic support thread with TaskRabbit. I mean, you want to talk about dilly-dallying? I can't tell you the time that I have spent on this support thread. I looked up their quarterly revenues.
Yeah.
That was a little difficult to find.
And then calculated percentages of
What they would not refund me. And I said, when you do the math, it really is pathetic how you're behaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, sorry, Ruby. Your pots?
yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it wasn't good. I don't like seeing Lada potentially have to be sick. I don't like seeing anybody have to leave the boat. I forgot Kyle was on the boat till he emerged. And then they said I would know that laugh anywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all would. And we are all bummed. But loved seeing them get such a big tip. I thought that was
yeah.
actually like that was
pretty
a really
crazy.
good way
Yeah.
to come back. For the guests. Everything else was shit. Natalia better bring some spice. And I would give it Yeah, 44, middle of both of you.
We are back. I forgot that the last time we left off, we were dealing with the Frenchman, doing some insane routine about no food for me and whatnot.
No.
Sandy asks that he comes back to the bridge after storming out and refusing to admit to his boss that he lied to her. And he refuses. Did I say that? Did I say that he refuses to come back up after she asks and then he came? Did I say refuse twice?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
It was like a phantom alarm going off in the back of me.
Beep, 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 beep.
So Sandy walks out to the nose or the tail or whatever part of the vessel it is, and she rubs this nutbag's shoulders like, and I'm sorry to sound like a boomer here, but it's like we're in preschool. She's like, it's okay that you only had your fruit. I know that you need more than your fruit. Firstly, shut the fuck up and eat the pasta. It will digest fine. This lotus temple thing you have going on with your body is a privileged delusion that has no room aboard this vessel, okay? Mostly people who work on the seas, they eat tinned rotten fish and drink light beer and smoke, okay? Yeah. And they do a much better job than you. So please, and also don't throw a fit about the food. Like, you're in preschool.
Yeah, no, you are.
Speaking of preschool, I felt for Sandy, although she gets exactly what she deserves. I don't know how old Sandy is or how long she's been in this business. I think it's been at least 30 years of being a captain of these vessels.
Yeah.
The fact that she still has to walk out on the bow of a boat and put her hand on someone's shoulder.
Yeah.
Who is an adult and talk to them like a preschooler to get them back down to, the level.
Yeah.
I felt for her because at a certain age, you don't want to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah, Rubes just pulled up the Googs, and she is 58, and her work currently is saying, need, go stomp, stomp, bam, bam. We're going to take care of you. Have nap.
Then we get food for you.
Then we get
pizza
for you. I mean, the existential spiral she must be in right now.
She is a camp counselor to full-grown, homesick, difficult campers.
Yeah. So Kyle catches up with his faves. He does not tell them that he has been a bit of a duplicitous snake.
No, he buries the lead on that.
Yeah,
one.
but
he said he's had a tough season.
To be fair to him, it would make for awkward conversation if he divulged all of his transgressions.
It's true. That's true.
The gays would be like, I think you should go rest because it's been 15 minutes of you talking at us and crying.
But before that, primary Billy, back channels that Chef Jack's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, especially with those steaks.
Yeah, they're mad about the beef. They are mad about the beef. Rubes is a vegetarian. Not quite the Sutton kind of vegetarian, but she does indulge every once in a while. We went to go see a film yesterday. She had a hot dog. Isn't that nuts?
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm never going to eat a hot dog again.
Oh.
Ever.
Cool.
I'll never eat a hot dog again.
That's amazing.
Okay.
I mistakenly went to Dodger Stadium at the seventh inning. I thought I was probably there at the third inning. I ordered a Dodger dog. Go figure. Two meat, mass produced.
Yeah.
Gave me food poisoning for 2 days. Nearly killed me.
It's like having one of those wafers at communion. You have to do it.
That's true.
Right. Mm-hmm. But those wafers don't make you shit blood. And Dodger dogs do. And people think, oh, that's probably hyperbolic. It is. It's not.
However, if you have about one hot dog, 1.5 to 2.5 hot dogs a year, no blood,
you're
just
okay.
enjoyment.
Yeah, word to the wise. Just never have a Dodger dog in the ninth inning.
Okay.
It's technically probably about 12 hours old.
Oh, the steam's got to it.
I don't know.
Too much.
Sitting at the bottom of the pile.
moist.
You're finally getting your fingers on it.
Steam has gotten
I knew there was something squishy about it when I ate it.
Oh,
I was
my
like,
God.
This is probably not good.
Right.
Patrick.
Yeah, no, we went to go see that Holocaust movie yesterday. Ruby had a hot dog.
Which one?
Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest.
Oh, I was wondering about that. I told my wife when we were watching the Golden Globes last night, I'm like, I think Dylan and Ruby saw this.
Yeah.
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 I was shaking my head because I thought you were going to say we should watch this. You shouldn't.
You shouldn't. Oh,
won't like it.
All right, so this is why you guys got to listen to PMZ. It's the next tier up on Patreon. We're gonna go through the Golden Globes. Did Joe Coy really ruin the Golden Globes? We'll discuss it.
No, Taylor Swift and her bitchy countenance did.
Hey, we love
to be
Taylor
clear,
Swift.
Yeah,
We
we
love
do. We
her.
love her.
She's so good.
She's so amazing.
She's more powerful than BlackRock, Dylan.
Yeah. So shut up and be a.
Shut up and dance
good.
to her
Dance,
music that
dance.
just makes you want to move.
I just wanted to clarify. Zone of Interest, fantastic movie.
Yeah.
I just think that if Patrick were to suggest to Cherie that they unwind to a subtitled German
No,
film
it's
about the
not-
Holocaust,
it's
she would
not
say
an unwind movie.
no.
Oh,
And
I've been waiting for a version of film about the Holocaust from the Germans' perspective.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're sarcastic about that, and that's fine.
It's great.
But it is a marvelous movie. Now, it's the second time I've seen it. I got way too high and felt throughout most of the film, I don't need to see this again. It's a little bit too painful. But we recommend everybody go watch it. And after, put on an episode of Below Deck to cheer you up. Meanwhile, there are so many meanwhiles.
There's not a lot that happened
in
this
this
episode.
fucking episode.
Okay, so
Oh my goodness.
Toomey notices that after Captain Sandy had that chat with Lily, something just clicked in her quote unquote little brain. Little brain.
Yeah.
And Toomey has learned that you need to just give people time.
And do
And
we
a
have
chance.
former President Donald Trump to talk about
it's funny.
this?
So she called.
Theaters.
She called Lily, Little Brain Lily. And then she called Kyle Demanding Kyle.
Right.
And then, of course, she came up with the name for Haliegh. She called her Haliegh the Hater.
We also have Haliegh the Hater. We got a lot of haters. I've heard from people she doesn't like Aniters, and the Aniters aren't happy about it. There are a lot of Aniters that aren't happy. It's truly a sad thing for this country.
You believe I paid $137 for
I
that?
wish you would have put it on the company card because I am completely fine with that expense. I think it's
Haters.
completely worth it.
I want to dedicate this to all the anteaters.
She's crooked. All right, Maxie Baby gets his food. He asks to be left alone, I believe, while he eats the food. This guy is
A baby.
he's the world is filled with communities and nodes of psychosis for lots of different freaks, right? We've got nudist colonies and whatnot for fat men with little penises and their very supportive wives to go hang out with one another. And I don't know what kind of community Max needs to be a part of, but he does not need to be walking around in polite society because he's just too baby. He's just too yogi baby, you know? I mean,
Did he say that he admitted that he was a little bit hangry, but now he's so happy he's just happy to watch some cat videos on YouTube or something to that
I
effect?
loved him stumbling upon the epiphany too that hungry and angry were similar phonetically. As though he's not heard of the term hangry. You know, I mean, he's French, but still, you have X.com, right? So, Luca has been hitting up Katie Flood.
Well, she's been hitting up him. She's been blowing up his phone, as the kids say.
You know, it's so funny. Speaking of Go Blue, the quarterback for the Michigan Wolverines has a butterfly tattoo. And what Harry Styles did, and to no fault of his, Harry is an icon. What?
It's a generational thing, Dill. Not to this podcast.
I mean, the albums post 1D weren't fantastic or anything, but Harry is an icon.
We need another solid 5 more years of output with him, I think, before we're going to start throwing that word around.
This is what I'll say super comfortably. If Taylor Swift is an icon, Harry is an icon. Like really comfortably. So I'm sitting so comfortably, speaking so quietly.
So-
2 against 1. It's a democracy in here.
Take several seats. Okay. But what that butterfly tattoo has done is it's found purchase in the epidermis of fuckboys. And it's it's this calling card of fuckboy now. The pearl necklace, the butterfly tattoo. Luca is, I mean, he's a cute little guy. He's a great
Cute little
bosun.
guy.
He is a fuckboy.
Yeah.
You know?
He is.
So we move on to Sandy being a little gossip girl.
Oh, do you mind if I catch one thing before we
What
move
was
on?
Pretty Little Liars? What did she sign off? A?
A.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Sandy's Pretty Little Liars.
Kyle,
Yeah.
at this point in the episode, is exhausted,
So Todd.
but he's able to muster enough energy to let Toomey know that the guests are not happy with Sheffy.
Yeah.
I suppose this was a correct move. He had to let his chiefs too know that the guests weren't happy about that goddamn steak. But also, why waste an opportunity to throw someone under the bus?
Right.
Yeah.
It's Kyle. After all.
And Toomey branded him under delivering Dave. Kent Eaters.
And taters. And taters.
It's eaters.
They say she hates Eaters. Robot Trump is the stuff of fucking nightmares.
Yeah. The normal one is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck yeah. So, we are getting ready. Is this where she goes down and says it?
Okay,
I don't think so,
hold on.
right?
So this is we learned that Katie Flood is in port, and Sandy thinks Luca's got a crush on her, but
Right.
he denies it, and he's got a secret after all. He's hooking up with Jessica, But that Sandy, commits that to memory. She'll use that later on for
Got it.
no apparent reason.
Okay, so we are getting ready to go to the castle, but before we go to the castle, let's take a quick break to talk about something that can help your anxiety, can help your stress, can help you even relax your muscles a little bit after a tough circuit of hit.
I have to tell you, microdose has changed my life.
Yeah.
I didn't take it this weekend because I ran out. Thank God my shipment just came in today.
You started attacking
I had
people.
a horrible nightmare last night. I have anxiety. It happens around 4:30 in the morning.
Right.
I had a dream that I was trapped in a box. I'll have to look up what that means.
Whoa.
But when I take microdose, I
Yeah.
sleep through the night. I don't have these horrible dreams or nightmares.
Yeah, and we're not saying that you will have withdrawals. We're not saying that.
Oh,
Eaters, we're not.
No withdrawals at all.
But what we are saying is that microdose can help with all sorts of things. Staving away night terrors. Flexibility. Lots of things. And people use microdose when we're talking about the other stuff, the psilocybes and stuff like that. But never forget, and always remember, that if too much THC is too much for you, you can always microdose
Microdose.
it. Okay? Microdose is available nationwide. To learn more about microdosing THC, go to microdose.com and use code BADTV to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. Links can be found in the show description, but again, that's microdose.com. Use code BADTV. Another marvelous... Let's take a break and then let's do it now.
Let's do it now.
I'm champing at the bit to talk about a CCOF certified meal kit company called Green Chef. Pat, how has Green Chef improved your life?
Well, we just cooked a meal with our family this past weekend. It was nice to pull out the meal kit and make it together. We had our in-laws over, or my in-laws over rather. We just sat in the kitchen. We cooked it all together. We had like a nice conversation.
Did you make those sriracha tamari beef bowls?
They were delicious.
Oh,
Dylan.
my God. And shouts resounded around the dining table. Who needs Yoshinoya when you've got Green Chef? Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating clean, with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. They deliver everything you need to eat clean the easy way. Nourish your body with chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved recipes packed with clean ingredients that support your healthy lifestyle and taste great too. They offset 100% of their delivery emissions, as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Plus, nearly all packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas in the U.S. Listen, if you want this, And you do, because it's food and you need food to live. And we need ad money to buy Peloton. So
Plural.
hurry up. Go to greenchef.com/60 below deck and use code 60 below deck to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Go to greenchef.com/60 below deck and use code 60 below deck to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Green Chef is the #1 meal kit for eating well. Okay, hat eaters, what happens next?
Okay. So Luca will take his girlfriend Jessica, and Max is refusing to go on this castle excursion. Luca's being a complete dick. Laura's not feeling that well, but she's such a tough customer that she goes on the castle trip.
Max is being a dick, or Luca?
Luca.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I apologize. Max is
Max.
being a little weasel. He won't get out of his bed. He wants to sleep more. So that leaves Laura the only choice to go on this excursion.
Okay, so forgive me for the grumpuses. Forgive me for them. My back is broken, and I'm a camel. I don't like Max anymore. I'm fucking sick of it. I am fucking tired of your bullshit. Tony Robbins fucking henna tattoo bullshit. I'm just tired of it. You got a job to do. You should have left the boat when your dick couldn't get hard, because that meant your chakras were not in line. And you don't even know what a chakra is.
He had a very bad showing this entire episode. A lot of it was like, I know we're making fun of him for being I want more fruit, no fruit, bam, bam, throw a fit.
Stomp,
but
stomp,
he
bam,
genuinely stomp, stomp, bam, bams, and he's too old to stomp, stomp, bam, bam. And the job that you're in, you don't get to sleep sometimes.
Right.
You have to get up.
And how old is too old to stomp, stomp, bam, bam?
3.
Probably like, I want to say
19.
10.
What?
We're all differing. I think I'm in the middle of you guys, though. So let's go with like 10 or 11.
Fine.
But definitely not 31.
Yeah.
Right? That's too old to stomp, stomp, bam, bam. So poor Jess. Poor Jess.
Poor Jess.
Yeah.
Oh, did Sandy step on his dick yet? I don't think that's happened yet.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
So,
we're about to get there.
okay. So before the excursion, though, Lily does something. And I know you guys have probably forgotten about this, but Lily does something that's very annoying. She walks in while all the charter guests are waiting to board the vessel to go to the castle.
She says, if you guys seen Inglourious Bastards, we can play a game like that where everybody gets fucking killed.
So cool.
You could clearly tell with the body language that the charter guests hated this.
Yeah.
It didn't play well at all.
Nope.
I felt bad for them because they were forced to be polite on their vacation.
Yep.
The last thing you want to do when you're
Love
on
that you said
vacation
that.
is have to be polite on someone else's behalf.
Thank you for bringing this up.
Yeah.
Watching these moments for someone like myself, this would be a reason to leave the boat or to tip you 4%. I would never do that ever in my life. But what you have just described is so unbelievably taxing and agonizing. I would rather be forced to do a workout on the boat than do this, than liaise in a polite way. This is why I'm here, for you to be no. Right. And some people have it, some people don't. Luca getting toys, playing with people, and bad sound, bad. Kyle, they can do it. Lily, stop it.
Yeah.
So thank you for pointing that out.
I felt bad for them. I think, old Patty's pretty nice, and I do a lot of uncomfortable things. I think I could have mustered up a nice way to say, we don't want to do this.
No, but it's so great the way that you put it. Like, when you're in an environment where you're being served, for the onus to be put on you to make the situation palatable, it's just awful. It's tableside magicians at Terra Sushi. It's stand-up comedians who are bombing and saying that you guys have sticks up your ass. It's just that kind of thing where it's like, go so far away.
Can I tell you something? Oh, sorry, this digression. I'll keep this under 10 seconds. 20 years ago, I worked for Bryan Adams, the songwriter, famous hit maker or whatever. And it's just me and him in the studio, and he wants to bang a model who's going to be showing up, who he's going to write a song with her, Linda Evangelista. And I go, hey, Brian, what can I do for you? Can I get you anything? And he turns around and he looks at me and he goes, sound in my headphones. He was being a complete dick, but I appreciated that he didn't feel like he needed to give me the politeness.
That was such a terrible story. I hated that story.
I thought it proved the point that we were all trying
I
to
didn't.
make.
I thought that was such
You're
a
here to
shitty
do a
story.
job. I don't need to fucking be nice to you or not.
I have a model showing up in 10 minutes. Get sound in my headphones, you little idiot.
All right, so poor Jess is falling in love with Luca. He has the mark of the butterfly.
Yeah.
Do not fall in love with the man that has those wings aboard his tricep
Yeah.
or chest or whatever. We get to a little meeting in the bridge, and this is where Timeshare walks in and is just chewing the cud with her best friends, you know?
Girl time.
She's just like, look at you, cutie pants. Who's that texting you,
look
cutie
spitting over there.
pants?
Hey, you look spitting. He's spitting over there. Doesn't he look spitting? Wow.
You keep putting a P in that.
He's so in love over there. He's smitten.
Yeah. It does not really. Okay. So there are no consequences to this really at all.
Well, because he's too good looking still.
Yeah, he's too good looking, and Jess is too Ann.
Yep.
Right.
So,
But this is why she dates the fuglies typically. She admitted that she normally dates, guys that are not attractive because they stick around.
yeah.
And we all know who coined the phrase, you're only as good as your options, dear.
Yeah. That's Tom Leykis.
That's right.
And you don't think that.
Not
Early 2000s radio jockey Tom Leykis
Not at all.
thinks that.
Not at all. Who wants to live in that world?
Dear.
My wife finds out that, I don't know, what's his face that owns Amazon just dumped his girlfriend.
Bezos.
He wants to date my wife.
Yeah.
I don't want to think that my wife would go, hey, I'm not coming home this year
Yeah.
because she's dating Jeff Bezos.
You have kids, so she can't do that.
She'd probably take him with her.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not legal.
Big fucking. You'd have,
Also, Jeff doesn't want kids around him. It wouldn't work that
and I
way.
know you love your kids, but I mean, that sounds like a sweet,
And, yeah, they'll be safe.
oh my God, they'll be cared for.
You know what I just looked up on the Googs? I said, what sound do anteaters make? Because I wanted to know, like, if you assembled, like, you were like, anteaters. And I was like, I imagined it would be like a bunch of them walking very slowly, completely in silence.
No.
They make bellowing noises, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Of course I knew that. I know everything about anteaters, including that they do not actually consume the flesh of the termites and ants they eat. They take their souls and they poop out the ghosts, which we're calling the shells of the bugs.
Okay, sorry.
We talked about it a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
Anteaters.
They are not psychically immune enough to know that there's something really wrong. They just have a faint idea that themselves are not whole.
Well,
Do you have the bellow?
I'm trying to get the bellow, but they'll rule us all.
Get
so.
the bellow. Get the bellow. They also make cute little sounds with their whippy little tongues.
Jesus Christ.
So, under delivering Dave, he's gay, says the boat needs a bit of drama. It's getting boring.
Oh, not.
And that word is spelled B-O-R-I-N-G, not B-O-R-E-Y. But it's getting a little boring, and here.
Now, if you don't mind, sorry to just jump back to the Luca Jessica debacle for a second.
Sure.
Luca, if
And
he
she's
was,
found the bellow.
oh, let's hear what they sound like.
This is fucking.
Don't play the
no, no.
bellow.
Sorry.
Don't play the bellow.
If this rules us all, we will die. This sounds like the
Have
last
you seen
of Us.
La Brea on NBC? It's in the final season. That's what they sound like. Great television.
Okay. No. Okay.
So everybody run and teeters.
Wait.
We also have Haliegh to hate her. We got a lot of haters. I've heard from people she doesn't like anteaters, and the anteaters aren't happy about it. There are a lot of anteaters that aren't happy. It's truly a sad thing for this country.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't do it ever again.
You two are
Done.
Fired. We get it. Okay. All Luca needs to do here, if he is a nice person, I don't think Luca's a nice person. I get it. You're a fuckboy. Part of being a fuckboy in the definition of fuckboy is you don't care about other people's feelings
Sure,
because you
100%,
are such
yeah.
a fuckboy.
right.
I would be like, I've hooked up with Jessica. I feel bad. And I would just go, hey, I'm sorry. That was Sandy just getting it wrong. Katie Flood's a friend. She dated. He does this later on. But I feel like to keep someone held hostage emotionally a little bit is a dick move, in my
I agree.
opinion.
Buoyed.
Also, like, I get it a little bit because, on the contrary, like, what is he supposed to do? Be like, Sandy, it's not. I'm not smitten, Sandy. Like, not really, but also like, fucking. Well, just be like, that's not. She's like, I don't.
Yeah.
Jess would have probably still
Cool
been
it, Lesbo. I'm not smitten.
Right.
I
you
love
know?
how Sandy didn't pick up on body language.
Yeah. It's so interesting, the term fuckboy. It's a euphemism for sex addict.
Well,
And what do we know about addicts? If they're in the throes of it and really in like the 7th to 9th ring, they don't view people as people.
No.
They
They're
bellow
a thing.
at people like anteaters.
they're holes.
All right, so we're moving on. We get C-Rat history with Coyote Ugly Lara while making spicy margaritas. If you've not seen that film, don't. But
Coyote Ugly.
It is one of the funnier things I've seen in some time. Maria Bello is just
She owns the bar.
ludicrous in that movie.
That movie, I saw it in the movie theater. It's an insane
Wow.
movie.
Wow.
And
Piper something with that was her starring role. Remember Piper?
Piper
Yeah.
from Charmed.
Yeah.
Right. It's not Piper Posey.
No.
No.
But they get on
That's
Count
Parker Posey.
bars
Yes.
and dance.
And I like how they
because-
taught us how they fake that they're getting drunk too.
Yep.
A lot of lessons.
Yeah. No, that's
Yep.
funny. And it's cool because the love interest in the movie is a guy who was going to go along with the ruse that he was a manager so that he could fuck her and then never talk to her again. And she falls in love with that guy. So, really, really crazy movie about female empowerment and whatnot. Theaters.
Just like Barbie.
Yeah.
What are you, Joe Coy? Want to get to lunch, which is boring.
Luca and Max. No, I don't.
Okay.
Luca. Oh, we should say Lara took her top off and
She was
did
a
body
DJ.
shots.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
She's smart.
Luca and Max, exactly. And men are dumb. Luca and Max come to a head. And more hay is getting thrown on me, and I can't get up.
Well, Max lied about being willing to go to that castle.
100%,
excursion.
yeah.
He absolutely said no. That I don't like liars.
Yeah, he lied, and then he said something. Luca was talking about how he's a pussy, and I don't agree with that kind of language, but he was saying stuff like, you can't digest pasta, and it doesn't matter about the food. We need to work, and Max, the kooky Frenchman, says this is physics.
Yeah. Well, he knows.
This is physics. And he also says, with irony, that you couldn't find if you had a flashlight and a search team, I don't want him speaking to me like a child.
Boom, boom, stomp, stomp, boom, boom. Luca makes a good point. I think it's during this time where he says, I am his boss. So if I ask him to do something, he needs to fucking do it.
Yeah.
And it's really just that. That's it.
Bam, bam, stomp, stomp. Very simple. Tonight we are dining in the dark. This is the dumbest fucking thing that human beings maybe have ever come up with.
Okay.
Erewhon as a grocer is a close second, but this is just unbelievably dumb.
I was pretty sure you were going to have that opinion on this. This
Yeah.
is absolutely stupid. It's lame. It's doesn't make sense. It actually diminishes the dining experience.
100%. I think I'm not even making
Where's
this
my
up.
glass?
This might
Oh, fuck, it's broken. Shit.
Oh fuck!
This
oh no,
might-
your drink's in your meal now.
this might
Fuck.
be a SNL sketch, but it might be sketch. It might be real life. I think there was a restaurant called Opaque.
Nope, that was real.
So that was real. It was in Sherman Oaks. It was across from Laser Tag. Pew 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 pew. And it was eating in the dark
Yep.
to the tune of $150 a head. I mean, just
No longer in business?
Unbelievable. No longer in business, if you can believe it or not. That's kind of
At what point do you think they blindfold you in the meal?
I'm not sure, but it's amazing they're coming up with that business idea. And you know, what's the number one rule of business? Obviously, to make money for the lizard people that sit at the round table every quarter, but also retention. Right. So coming up with businesses that have negative retention. In fact, people may leave before they pay and never come back. Probably not a good business idea. Bad. So Jack is looking forward to it because they can't see. I would say to Jack, they can take the masks off and see that you have not plated the dishes in any way, shape, or form. But whatever.
Only thing that could save this, and this is just me trying to problem solve, is how about the way that the portions were cut and perhaps there's like little forks already stuck in the samplers. Treat it more like a sampler menu that you can
point.
just...
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah. Okay.
You're right.
Yeah. So Kyle is still down, and Toomey is going to have to communicate with... There are lots of... Toomey is... she's growing. I feel like she's going to be better in the future. But right now, what is going on with the interior, with Toomey, Jess, and other, is boring. It's just the talking heads about Toomey with the communication and the guests that she likes. We get it. You wrestled with 5 brothers growing up. We get it. You like crazy guests. That's what you feed off of. Take a drink every time, and I'm tired of it. First course is oysters with mignonette. Not a great blind first texture in the mouth, I don't think, right?
Arguably the worst possible thing you could put in your mouth blindly.
Then we've got yellowtail with saffron sauce, and that is so what that is, right? Is that's a hard cooked piece of whitefish with sauce on top of it. There's nothing else on the plate, not even a 2004 microgreen. Just hard cooked whitefish with a bunch of sauce, and they stabbed at it.
What does it taste like?
Saffron is the I don't know the anatomy of flowers as well as I'd like, but it's the the little,
it's like little strippies.
George O'Keeffe, little strippies in there, and they're very expensive to farm.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's why Afghani
Expensive
children
means
do
class.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, put it on my fish.
So Sandy is continuing to be so hey. She goes, what are you guys doing? Is this like it's like an opaque kind of thing we're doing here? And they tell you, we're because you know how you talk louder when you can't see. We're eating everything without our eyes.
Oh, you really can't see it, can you?
Yeah.
Taking these back to my place.
Learned how to play guitar without a sense of smell. We are going. She says to them, I'm going to take this back to my place. Now, I know within the homosexual community, we're a little bit more open with our sexuality, right? Well, I shouldn't say we, like I'm a part of that community, because that's like, Kyle, take your hat off for that, and deservedly so. But I understand why, because it was such a taboo for such a long time.
We shoved you in a
now
box.
let's be proud of it,
Yeah.
and you should be. But with the whole captain of the vessel, people sitting down in blindfolds, maybe let's not talk about how you and the wife are going to choke each other, with sleeping masks on, right?
Yeah.
That's probably just... we're stabbing at hard-cooked
Yeah.
whitefish right now.
It's just not the time.
So steak is up next. It's just thin slices of steak in sauce again. And we round things out with a pear, a stewed pear, and... under delivering, Dave strikes him again, and he's the best. He's the Samwise Gamgee of this boat. But this meal was absolutely ridiculous. I think he phoned it in when he knew that he could, and he needed to, because he's been working his ass off. All right. So the plating was just thrown over the rail.
Yeah.
So Jess is fired up now. Jess is not Ann. She is Sasha Fierce, and she is going to make Fuckboy pay. Ooh, break screech, reverse 180, turn back to Dick, right?
Right. Now,
Yep.
I do want to point out, after Sandy came back for a second drive-by, did she end it by saying, don't hate the player, hate the game? I believe that was a quote. Which,
That's when she was told about the mess that she'd made.
Oh, okay. But I don't think that applies here at all. That doesn't make any sense.
You know, that's an aphorism that I don't really use properly.
No.
It's one of those things where I think about saying it, then I'm not really sure if it applies, so I back away.
Well, think about a hypothetical. When would it apply?
Yeah. So
Not a sport, right?
don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't know.
When I owned that tour business, there was 20 different companies all doing the same bullshit. If some company just said, hey, I just put a big billboard that said we're the #1 rated tour company, and I started getting all the business that day, you could feasibly say to your competitors when they said, what's with this bullshit? Say, hey, we're all a bunch of scoundrels down here.
Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Oh, I got a good one.
Okay, fair.
So you're in the trenches of World War I, right?
Oh, yeah.
Someone stabs you in the throat with a bayonet.
Yep.
You're gargling and crying for your mother.
Yep.
And you say, how could you do this?
Right. Another good example.
The opposition says, don't hate the player, hate the game. Right?
That would be correct.
Yeah.
Correctly used. And then the guy
did it!
Then the guy with the sword through his door, he's like, you're right.
Yeah.
Thanks for those examples, you guys. Oh, look. We'll tell your mom you love her.
Yeah.
I just died by choking on my own blood.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Horrifying stuff happened.
So bad.
Yeah.
Sad bad.
So sick puppy Luca texts Natalia, I miss you.
Oh, this is
And this is where, okay, so let's do this, right? Let's do this. So Luca's cute little butterfly boy, right? And he's also this, which is a
fuckboy.
bottom feeding cuttlefish kind of sex addict, right? And these are the depths that you go to when you are this kind of person. Now he's young, he's hot, he's a sea rat. He only has so much time to do this
Oh, you got a
because
10-year window.
you get to 60 and your
60, you get to 40.
well, sure, but you know they can still rip and tear into their 50s, right? You get up in age and your CV is only C stuff, and that's not appealing to literally anybody.
Yep.
There are certain animals that I think can understand that that's not even
And teeters.
cool. Probably anteaters would be like, that's all you were just
not
out
cool.
there the whole time?
Can you even bellow?
And they bellow and they go away. So Luca has to kind of behave like this, although he doesn't, and I wish that he wouldn't, but I don't know. It's just sad because Luca's been such a go-getter
Hard
little
worker.
cherub.
He's
Yeah.
a general likability about him as well.
But that's also just because he's very attractive, you know?
Yeah.
Like if he did this stuff and he looked like Max, we wouldn't think that.
No.
Well, this is his only kind of behavior where he's being kind of a scumbag. He doesn't like back channel or
You're right.
lie
You're
or
right.
do other things that sea rats typically engage
But this
in.
is deceitful
It is.
back channeling,
It is.
deceitful behavior. So there's a note I have. Can you imagine being a part of a fun show? Okay. This is it. All right.
He's got it.
Okay, here we go. Bellow, get ready for this.
Okay.
So the guests need a snack.
Oh yeah, this is guacamole gate.
This is guacamole gate. All the president's men went in and they tapped the whole place, right? And what they overheard was cute little 5th grade Lily taking preschool little boy into the kitchen and flirting for 45 minutes while making guacamole. That's not a lime. That's a lemon.
Oh.
So they eventually bring the snack up to them, a food that should take no less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds to make. And the guests, while they do give them a little bit of shit, leave and say, don't kiss each other or something. And I was just wondering, imagine being on a show, being part of this gossipy, fun, young, hot stuff, papering over the cracks of a 45-minute guacamole bowl.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck that there are cameras on you irrelevant oceanic drunks. Get me the fucking guacamole so much faster. It's not cute.
I would walk down after probably, realistically, if you're
10
drunk
minutes.
too, say 15 and just say, one, scrap it. Never mind. Whatever you have in your hands right now, give it to me. She's like, oh, it's just jalapenos and onion. Fucking give it to me right now. Put it in my mouth. That's absurd.
Yeah.
It's too long.
Yeah, it's too long.
I'm always practical about this stuff. I'm trying to like find life hacks for sea rats. Why doesn't the chef before he goes to bed go like, all right, I've prepped a pizza in here. I'm trying to do a bad Chef Jack. A pizza, some fucking nachos that you need to heat up. Just have something for the charter guests.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Fucking pizza.
Pizza.
That was good, right?
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Pat's was better, but
So next morning,
Lara
is not doing well, and I completely forgot that Haliegh was gone in this moment, but she is still a part of the show.
Dylan, forgive me. It's also worth mentioning that Luca and Jess were able to get beyond their little issues, and they've squashed the beef, and they shove tongues down each other's throats.
Not quite yet, but they will get there. So Jess is saying that she's going to be present, and after the charter, they'll be done. Which is, sorry, did you?
I did.
Did you not think that? Well, I thought that you knew that, but maybe not. No, she arrives at this, which is the correct approach to Luca, but they're going to be going to the Amalfi Coast or something. I think. So Kyle is up just in time to say goodbye to the guests. Perfect timing. I don't know what the fuck Max is talking about with his iPhone and shit. He says something about his... I can't. Jess and Luca have a chat. She says, can you meet me in the captain's office? Odd, inappropriate game of workplace clue, right?
Right.
He, after they mend things, says, imagine if I was texting Natalia with a little Boris and Natasha kind of wink. Ew, butterfly boy. That is just...
I didn't catch that he did that.
That's peak butterfly boy.
That is peak butterfly boy. So Lotta feels like a bag of dicks, and the guests depart.
But not before they leave $32,000.
So nice.
That is... I know we have goldfish memory with these tips, but that is Tiger Woods, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, GOAT kind of tip. And you could say that Michael Jackson was a GOAT too, but he fucked.
Well, was he?
He fucked it up.
Yeah, he sure did.
He messed it up a little bit.
They should have left so much less, and it still would have been too much.
Yeah.
It took them 49 minutes to make you smushed, coriander-filled bowl of food that they themselves said they wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
$32,000. Thank you.
They're going to be back next season.
Oh, of course.
100%. Sandy's haying has reached kind of a critical mass here for me. She goes upstairs after calling a tip meeting at a certain hour. Not a single sea rat is in the salon ready to go. Not one. And she says, with a ribbing little tone, I'm going to take all this and go shopping.
Oh, so funny.
What is going on? I mean, I'm not saying that we need Lee to hand out plane tickets or anything like that, but I mean, what the fuck is this? We have a meeting. Let's all be here, or at least one of you be here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we get ready for a night out. Max naturally is not going to head out. Kyle naturally is right as rain talking about Rihanna bitch and is ready to go out. Jess at the dinner table is starting to... It makes me sad that she mounted that defense of her self-worth, and now she's leaning against Luca in a white tablecloth restaurant saying, I don't want to be calm. I just...
And don't fall for butterfly boys, and
Max and his fucking robe don't care, and we head to the bar that they frequent. These bartenders, when they see these sea rats coming in, must be the happiest fucking campers.
Yep.
They're like, what was your tip? $32,000. And they all tell one another, we're going to make $14,000 tonight.
yeah, and then they do.
And then they do.
Although this is a very tame night, is sea rat nights out. They drink, they take selfies, drama free, not that fun, and we end up back on the boat.
We end up back on the boat, and more Max being scum.
Well,
Okay, I understand that if somebody comes back and your physics is off, you don't want them breathing in your face with cigarettes and booze.
Right.
The problem is the entire country that he hails from smells like that.
Okay.
Everyone smells of a wet rind cheese and cigarettes and fucking chartreuse. So you should be used to it by now.
okay. Well, he doesn't feel his physics are not the best physics they've been, and
Yeah.
he doesn't want. He wants less cheese. So I think it's fair. Lily, go down. Lily, go down.
Go down, Lily. Next day, we end with, is Haliegh going to come back?
And is Laura, in fact, turning into a zombie before our eyes?
We
Get
will-
her off the goddamn boat.
We
She's
will.
gonna fucking...
Sorry. We'll find out next week. Spoiler alert: Laura is a zombie, and yes, Haliegh is coming back. And we knew those two things. And Below Deck always does this, but we know.
How many episodes do we have left of this?
Get better, Bravo. We love you very much. Jump in the comments. Let us know what you thought. Join us on YouTube. Join us on Instagram. Join us on the Tickies. Get in the iTunes ratings and reviews. Leave 5 stars, kind words, and join us at patreon.com/another podcast network. We love you very much. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Pat, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Ruby.
Bye-bye.